Hi there, if you are watching this, I'm assuming one of two things. You are either one, me from the future wondering how we all got through this past year, or two, you are someone who is also experiencing quarantine, pandemic, etc. with me concurrently, and that's why you clicked on this. It's a weird creaky sound. So ever since quarantine's begun, I've been taking these notes on my phone for my weekly calendar of what week of quarantine it is, and we have recently just hit week 52 of quarantine, and there are 52 weeks in the year. So happy 1 year to quarantine.
Yay!
Woo, we're still in it! Yes! Yes! So what are some new things that have happened since March 2020 to March 2021? I just have some notes here so I don't forget them. One, I have longer hair. Obviously, I have this little flow thing. If you watch my last video, you know that I'm going for, a potential Lord Farquaad look. I also have been pointed out that I look like Beck from Victorious, and potentially, if I get a little bob cut like this, I can live like a soccer mom kind of life if I, get some big sunglasses and a van. So that might be a new thing in the future, just wait for it. As you can see here behind me, I have the new apartments that I have talked a little bit about in other videos. In my Me at 23 video, I talked about how I will be moving out of my old space, which was my parents' home, so now I'm in this new place. Another thing is that my memory is a lot worse. Every single day looks the same, and so it's just very, very difficult to differentiate between one day and the other day. This next note here says, my physical body is probably in a bad place. I mean, that's how it is probably for most of us. We haven't been walking around as much. We haven't been using our arms or legs or just physical body overall. In some cases, my mental health is worse. In other cases, it's not. I think moving out has been really, really amazing and incredible for my mental health. But I think in other ways, the sameness from day to day / not seeing my chosen family, the lack of what life was, of going out and doing things, going to the store, buying groceries, just doing day-to-day life stuff, that is not the same now. So I think that is impeding on my mental health. Conversations about accessibility have been on the rise, which is good, but we really need to keep that up post-pandemic. I'm also busy in a lot of ways. I've just gotten particularly busy with my own business after being laid off last year, trying to, really go after the goals that I want to do and, implement things in my life that I really like making YouTube videos. I'm looking into streaming in the future. I'm doing some cinematography work with BIPOC and LGBTQ plus folks, which is awesome. And the last note I have here is I kind of like masks, which is true. It's totally true. I've definitely grown a lot more anxious around talking to people, and I think masks almost allow me to kind of fall into the background a little bit more, because it's not expected that I am making small talk with people anymore, not being expected to hug people or shake their hands if I don't feel comfortable to. I think society has to have lots more conversations around these sorts of things, but consent and, not just having to hug someone because it's expected or it's rude if you don't. This next part is, how do you feel? I've been okay. Yeah, I've been busy, so I think I've been okay, and compared to a lot of folks, I'm in a very privileged spot, and I'm so thankful for that. I think there have been a lot of feelings of feeling trapped. Right now I don't have a car, but even if I did have a car, I couldn't drive out and go to the mall and hang out in the mall, or go to a library and do work there, or go to go to a coffee shop or anything. I think the pandemic has brought up also feelings of quarter life crisis. It's made those sorts of feelings come up a lot faster about, what am I doing with my life? Am I wasting my life? I said this in my last video, but I miss my friends so much. So much I miss my friends and just hanging out with them or coexisting or laughing and being weird. And another one is that it is hard to make videos. Maybe I'm just not being creative, but working with this space, working with this space, it's so much bigger than my last space, my parents' home / my room, my childhood bedroom. But working with the same space over and over and over again, and the fact that I'm not changing any furniture or anything is it's kind of hard. So I think that's me more complaining, and I apologize for that. I will say I've been doing a lot more gratitude exercises. I've been a lot more thankful and thoughtful about the things that I have. I've also been working on myself in terms of, working through some of my own traumas, or working through feelings of failing and being okay with failing. It feels like a fever dream. Like, this just doesn't feel real, and I'm sure a lot of you also feel that way, but like, this isn't real. Like, I can't stress that enough. This just doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like feels like we're in the Matrix. Like, something is like glitching. Is this real? Am I gonna wake up one day and like all this was fake? I don't know if this is a feeling, but I've already planned my 24th/25th birthday. My birthday's in October and it is March, so there are many months to pass before it's my birthday, but I didn't celebrate my 22nd birthday, and I'm actually like really upset about that. First of all, that was my champagne birthday. I was sad that I wasn't able to really truly celebrate my 23rd, and so I'm like, oh, I need to plan my 24th and 25th. It has to be like really cool and fun, and I just need to make the most out of my 20s. The last thing is the feeling of regret. I would like to think that I'm not someone who regrets a lot of things, but I have almost like these feelings of regret of like not doing things when I could, and I think a lot of people are also experiencing that. I guess I wish I made the most out of a lot of scenarios and instances. Even like when I look back at my undergrad and university, I kind of wish I went out and like did more things that just felt undergrad-y, or like went to more parties or something like that. I don't know, but just feelings of I didn't make the most out of the last couple years, and I'm sort of feeling regretful, which is both good and bad. Obviously, you don't want to regret things, but also using that to make the next years of my life really a lot more positive. The next one here is a message to others in this spot with you. As I said, if you're also here with me in this pandemic quarantine world, I have some messages that I want you to know. The first one is super cliche: breathe, that we're gonna get through this. I recognize though that I'm coming from a place of privilege, because if you're someone who has been directly affected by COVID, that is a very, very privileged thing of me to say, just breathe, we're gonna get through this. But meditation has been super helpful for me, but I do want to acknowledge that my feelings around this aren't going to be the same as yours, and I'm so sorry if you have directly been affected in that way, and I totally empathize with that, and I don't even know how that would feel to be in your shoes, so take that, please, with a grain of salt. For other folks, I do just want to remind you that we are going to get through this. Time is constantly passing, the sun comes up, the sun goes down, people are doing things to try to make this better. We are kind of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, so just, we're almost there. If you feel stuck, same, I feel stuck too. I feel like I'm just like losing time, especially during such a crucial part of life. I mean, you know, all pieces of life and time and ages are crucial, but I know that people are like, your 20s are when you should be doing things and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, it's my 20s and I'm almost, you know, I'm gonna be 25 next year. Ooh! Don't want to experience that. Sorry, 25-plus-year-olds. I don't want to deal with that. Something that has helped me is trying to look at life in like broader strokes. You can view this as just like a small little part of what your entire life will be, and using this experience as a turning point for you. Maybe you haven't, you know, thought about your life in this kind of way in the past, or what you're not making the most of right now, and you can use this as a way to really think about, who am I? Or like, who do I want to be? What do I want to do? What makes me feel alive? Or like, what are things that's working for me in my life right now? What isn't working for me in my life right now? And finally, I hope that all of this makes you want to enjoy life more and do things that you haven't done before. And if you are on the fence of like skydiving, for example, you do it when we get out of here. And that you know, just like really make those like bold moves, those bold strokes. For anyone who's watched the half of it, amazing movie. Yeah, I hope that just like, it makes life so much more meaningful for you once we get out of here. I really, really hope that for you. The last thing is a message to future Cal. Cal, if you're watching this, I'm just gonna read these out. Go and live a dang life. That's what I put. So life is so short to be holding back. And see your friends more often, / your chosen family. I really can't stress this enough. If there's anything that I'm missing the most right now, it's like seeing my friends, seeing people that I love and care about. Sing more, I probably want to just like do more like videos that I don't know if it's low maintenance, but just like simpler for me to like push out, like singing videos. I love watching my old singing videos. Take a vacation somewhere if you can. Future Cal, I hope you have the money to take a vacation somewhere if you can. That's a very privileged thought of me to have. But really and truly, I wanted to go to Japan with my friends, but obviously with everything that ended up happening, that wasn't possible. But I think vacations are important. Invite your sister over. Yeah, my sister would love this place. Like she loves video games. We've been needing to play more video games together. I definitely don't hang out with her enough, sorry Kaz, and we 100% should hang out more, 100%. The last note here is seriously do more. Try to get out of your people pleaser mindset, and that's something that I've been trying to work on for so dang long. Getting out of the people pleaser mindset. If there's one thing that I am still lying to myself about, it is that I am not living for other people. I think I worded that correctly, but I am probably still, I would say, still living for other people. I think it's really hard being one, like the first child, and two, being like a person of color and like a, you know, queer person, having all those, you know, so that background is like, has taught me that I need to like uphold standards for like either my parents or like for society or, you know, all those things. And I'm still working through that. So that is definitely something that I want to work on. I hope that we can watch this video one day and be like, wow, that was such a weird experience that we all went through, and we can be better for it. And those are the things that I can hope for. So hope you're safe, hope you're doing okay, and I will see you sometime soon in the future. Love you. Bye.